sometimes that concept is also described as a tree. And now we have ourselves in the garden where we have a tree that we're supposedly from, a good tree, and we're all from one tree, one solid root with one trunk, and all the branches coming out, all the trees spreading through. We're all from one tree, and then there's another tree that Adam is not supposed to eat from. And Adam is told, don't eat from this tree. You don't want to eat from that tree. And then the deception happens and the war happens. And Shaitan, the evil one, deceives Adam and Eve. And they eat from the tree. So straight away, we're talking about the concept of the chair. We're talking about the concept of Adam, and somebody's challenging Adam's authority of the chair and saying, I'm challenging Adam, and I challenge all of the offspring of Adam that they are unworthy of the authority in the higher realms. They are unworthy of the status, and we said a war begins between the sons of Adam and the serpent and Shaitan, or the reptilian, or the dark ones, or the horned ones. Holy cow. I just did it again. Yes, we say a strange thing starts to happen, and now we've got two trees. We've got a tree that is supposed to be good, of light and life, and a tree of knowledge, of information. A tree of information, and Satan says to them, eat from this and you'll know stuff that you didn't know before. You'll be exposed to stuff that you didn't get exposed to before. You'll be aware of stuff that you're not aware of now. You'll be conscious of things that you're not conscious of now. And your Lord has told Adam, do not eat of that tree. And Adam and Eve both eat from the tree. And now the consciousness changes. Are we talking about a consciousness level? Are we talking about a perception level? Are we talking about the very essence of the soul level, of the paradigm, of the physical matrix? What are we talking about exactly? Let's try and narrow this down. They become aware of themselves physically, and they become aware of the body physically. And they become ashamed of their actions and themselves, and they try to hide from your Lord. And we know the story goes on, and then Adam and Eve are sent to the earth, the realm of physicality. Of course, they were already in a heavenly realm, a garden-like state. They were already in physical form, but they appeared to have a higher level of consciousness. And then there was a descent, or what they call a fall, a change, or a lowering in consciousness, where now they were engaged in a physical, earthly realm, like we understand it. And the idea of being a ruler or having a chair or a throne or any of these concepts are basically gone. The chair. Adam tells his sons, we're at war. You need to remember there's more going on than you think. The chair. Let's go through the chair. The next test is between Cain and Abel. But there's not a specific chair indication, and we'll leave that story for a little bit later. Let's stick with something with a chair. The chair. Well, we've got a concept of the chair that comes up next. We know that we have Adam, and then we have Cain and Abel, and we have a trial and tribulation there, and it has something to do with some kind of test between Cain and Abel, and Cain being with plants and greenery, and Abel sacrificing an animal or some kind of holy cow. But let's not go into that. Then we get to, after that we know there's tribulation, and then Noah, and then the whole earth is destroyed. There's nobody claiming to be an authority and nobody having the chair. Of course, Noah says he's in a position of command. He has command authority. He tries to save whoever he can, but there's not really any rulership there, the chair. Well, the next real person that we see in authority is Abraham challenging his father, the leader, and destroying all the false idols. And they don't accept his command authority, and they kick him out, and he goes for many years until he becomes an elder man and gets married and begins to have children, and then we see him take command authority by the sacred square in Mecca and build the sacred house, and becomes a pillar and takes command authority and says, I am now the leader of the offspring of the light, and I take command of the family. Does Ibrahim have the chair? Well, we know right by Mecca we have the specific place that they call Muqam Ibrahim, the place where Abraham stood on the rock to lift the rocks and the stones. And Abraham was the one who pelted the stones when he had the trial from the evil ones. Then he pelted the stones. Holy cow. Yeah, he said, I'm going to build the Kaaba and make the chair and the command authority, and this will be the place of worship to the Lord. And he takes the command authority, and from that point, the offspring have been from Abraham. We call Ibrahim our father in the story because we give him that command authority, that we are the sons and daughters, not just of Adam, but sons and daughters of Abraham as well. And we said that the place of Abraham is the place where we go to pray. When we go for the Hajj, when you go to Mecca, you go, you take that place where Ibrahim stood to build the Kaaba, and you pray there. That's a special place. It's a designated place of command authority because Ibrahim, our father of light, on a soul level, prayed there. Ibrahim has the chair. He has command authority. As a matter of fact, when we pray, the sitting position, the jalsa, is called the jalsa Ibrahimiyya, right? The sitting position of Ibrahim. When we sit at the final part of the prayer, the sitting status, the sitting pose, is called the jalsa of Ibrahim, the sitting command position of Ibrahim. Ibrahim has the chair. The next strange thing that happens is Joseph. Joseph says to his father, I see the sun and the moon and the 11 heavenly objects. The 11 kawkab, remember from the unseen, when we're covering the story of 12. He says, I see them prostrating down to me. And Jacob, the father of Joseph, says to Joseph, now let's just keep this between me and you, okay? Between me and you, this is actually kind of important. Jacob knows Joseph is going to be the leader of the 12 tribes of Israel. The sons and daughters through Abraham are chosen to be the bearers of the command chair. And Jacob knows that the sign, being a messenger, knows that the sign of the chair is showing that all of the 12 tribes in physical form are going to be following Joseph. But it also means, brothers and sisters, that all of the other planets follow the command of those on this earth. Because all of the 12 planets, Earth is the chosen planet of Adam. And this is still command authority. Earth still has the chair. The sun and the moon and all the other 11 planets that are known and those that are unknown of the 12 planets bow down to this planet. Joseph has the chair. And what does it mean for Joseph to have the chair? Joseph's position in the chair is getting what? The understanding. What understanding? Well, we said the first test of Adam was what? Adam was in a higher state and then descended by eating of the fruit or the tree. And then he taught his sons, Cain and Abel. And Cain presented the offering of herbs or vegetables and produce. And Abel presented the calf, or the ram, or the goat, or the holy cow. And so we have this dichotomy that happens between those who eat produce and those who eat meat. And that's the normal way this plays out. But the true mystery is that those of the true understanding know it is not the division between a blood sacrifice or an herbivore. It is that Abel truly was in position of command authority.